Reading Rainbow. Do you remember that when you were a kid?
No, never.
Was that even?
I did not have a child.
It's not. It wasn't too far after you because I mean he was around for years. I think it started like in the 80s maybe.
I had no childhood.
You didn't have like me. You didn't have a TV at home, right?
No.
I didn't. We didn't have a TV until we moved to Arkansas, and we didn't even have a TV in our like we had our apartment that was connected to the cottage where all the kids lived. My parents from house to the children's home. Shout out to Hillcrest. Sounds good. All right. And living room of the cottage.
I'm getting faster. That was 2 minutes of technical.
Yeah,
It used to take me 10 minutes.
you're out of control. You're out of control. Speedy Gonzalez over here.
Technical
Speedy.
confirmation. Confirmation that everything is
I'm
working.
gonna get you a Speedy Gonzalez t-shirt. But yeah, so I grew up with OTV, which we just climbed around in the backyard. I mean, I had my brother to play with, so we had neighbor kids and everything. Play when we were kids.
You got to work.
No, we didn't have
You didn't have a taskmaster dad like I did.
No, in fact, for the most part, I mean, he could put us more work because he did gardening and all that stuff. But my dad and like mowing, like I could barely let me mow. He enjoyed all that stuff himself.
Rockin' Robin says, "I remember reading Rainbow." See, I didn't even know what that was. What was that?
Oh yeah, it was the song from Reading Rainbow.
What is Reading Rainbow?
Reading Rainbow is there's a had
TV show?
Yeah, TV show. A TV show, and then he came on and read a book, and then the book came alive and stuff. I don't even remember very well. I mean, that was way back in the 90s, and I wasn't a big fan. Like, I've never been much of a reader, so for one thing. But
really,
yeah, surprise!
Never would have guessed that. I'll never forget my nephew some years ago. Trying to explain something to him, and he couldn't. I don't remember what it was, but he was frustrated, couldn't understand. And he said, "Can you just make me a video?"
Did I say
yes,
that?
you did. Can you just make me a video? Like, yes, I'm live in front of you. You literally said that. That is a true statement.
Well, you mentioned this. So, the biggest news here lately, I've been.
Oh, take a look. It's in a book. Was that a line from that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
take a look. That might have been part of the where I was like. I think I made that part though. The big thing for me, I'm a big Cowboys fan, of course. The NFL draft happened over the weekend. And what were you gonna say?
Mendoza.
Oh yeah, love you.
I distracted
you. Player. Oh yeah, player.
The number one pick almost said, "I
love you" when I got off the phone.
We love you when he was talking to his coach or the general manager, whoever it was he was talking to.
I had an ex-girlfriend, or it was a girlfriend at the time. Her sister answered the phone and said, "I love you." She got off the phone thinking about it. It was funny. It was like, "Oh, by the way, girlfriend, your sister likes me." She just said, "I love you."
We laughed about it. There can never be too much love.
We laughed about it.
There can never be too much love.
For sure. I love saying I love you. I don't like when people don't say they love. Tim, we don't say we love you.
I love you, nephew.
I love you, man. I love you, Tim.
My dad took him forever to say it. The last few years of his life, he was able to say it, but he would say,
"Really,
I appreciate you."
So, yeah,
love was a word that he just. I can't.
Yeah, that was
kidding.
It definitely scarred my dad. My grandfather
never told him he loved him.
Yeah. Never.
My dad did at the end. He definitely did. He did. He would say, "God bless him for that," because I mean that was a different era, a different generation. Men are not supposed to show that kind of emotion.
You showed someone you love them by your actions in a
Yes,
way.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is like in fact, if you ask most men, "You ever see them?" "Yeah, I do. I just picked you up some dinner." You know, that was "I love you" right there. Um, so the draft happened, and, it's being a Cowboys fan, it's very exciting because, across the board, everybody pretty much agrees that they probably did the best, had the best picks, just were so smart. I mean, everybody did decent. I mean, there was no flaws. It wasn't they don't consider this draft crazy where, like, there was a bunch of five-star recruits, like that would fill up the entire first round or more. But, it was a good draft, and Cowboys did very well, with their picks and did, s s some quick thinking. Uh, they even kind of, um, told the team that somebody was gonna pick somebody, and then they switched them.
Woo! A little bit of trickery, huh?
Yes, and no, it doesn't even stop there. The, players were on the phone with this player, and, um, and then like, "Hey, wait, you got another call coming." I was like, "Hey, why is, the Eagles calling me?" The Eagles just switched places. They thought Cowboys w uh, Cowboys had switched their spot with, Cowboys. Cowboy Eagles jump up and take this player, and the Steelers think they're getting him, and and he gets snatched. Gets snatched from them. He's on the phone with one saying, "Hey, we're about to pick you." I'm like, "Oh, not so quickly. No, we're about to pick you."
O Okay, so, I don't know NFL, as you know, as if you've any watched this, I am an NBA fan. I mean, look, I mean, this is Larry Bird right here,
Mhm.
Jason Tatum somewhere over here, Jason Tatum, I'm a Celtics fan, and I often don't even watch basketball unless the Celtics are playing. I'm just a very narrow one,
Mhm.
uh, very narrow interest there, and I don't pay much attention to other sports. But I do pay attention sometimes to the draft, the NBA draft, but in the NBA draft, everybody's in the same room. They don't do that in the NFL, I guess? They're all at home when they get a phone call.
Some of them are at home, and then some of them are, some of the like, all the coaches and stuff, they're all back at they have, like, a headquarters spot. All the players can either be backstage so they can um, uh, come out and have a picture, they don't say anything, but they do just, like, some pictures, like, get interviewed and all that, and then sometimes it's embarrassing because somebody that was most likely gonna get taken first round, everybody thinks, doesn't get picked up till round 2,
Which is the next day, right? They do a round
which
each
is
day,
the
right?
next day, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's 2 and 3. So, but it
But I
just like
mean, round 1 is one day, and then
mhm,
round 2 would be the next day.
round 2 and 3 is the next yeah. First day is just round 1, like you said, and then, day 2 is, 2 and 3, and day 3 is, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
I mean, it's
I think
much
it's 7.
different than, I mean, NBA only
Yeah,
has 2 rounds.
yeah,
There's only 2 rounds in the
yeah,
NBA because you have a lot fewer
NBA
you
is
can only have
much harder to get into.
you you only have you can only have 15 players on your team, and the NFL has what, 42? Full squad is 42, I think.
Yeah. That's what makes the G League so important. I mean, anybody can try out for the G League, and that really creates an avenue where players that would go undiscovered a lot of times, I mean, you can't there's so many colleges in the US, I mean, then all over the world, I mean, goodness, there's players that go undiscovered. That's why a lot of the players wanna play in bigger colleges where they get noticed, and then there's these, play for certain coaches, and I mean, you get developed better too, but then, like, this guy this at this university might have had 5 plus players go play in the NBA. Same thing with the NFL.
Well, I mean, let's talk
That's a big
about,
deal.
not the 26 NCAA championship, but the 25 NCAA championship. Duke is a perennial. I mean, I think Duke has done as well as any college team in the NCAA basketball. I mean, they probably have, I don't know, they have as many as almost well, if you go back, UCLA won like 12 in a row. So I think it was like 12. UCLA back in the 60s and early 70s, they may have the most. But anyway, recently, in recent history, Duke has been way up there, always in the hunt, always in the Sweet 16, the final, the Elite 8, and down to the Final Four. I mean, very high probability they'll be there. And they had Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple, and uh, who just now they announced the Rookie of the Year voting for the NBA, and Cooper Flagg won it. Won it. Congratulations to Cooper Flagg, and Con Knipple, if that's how you pronounce his name, got second. And the voting wasn't that far away. I think if I saw it, I have to think it was like 50 something to 40 something. So it wasn't like 99 voting for Cooper Flagg. It was close. And some say Con Knipple had a better stats.
See, that's
And so those two guys, one and number 2 in the rookie class, they're on the same team. You would have thought slam dunk, they win the championship, right? Would you think that?
Yeah, good chance of that.
No. Why would you think?
Why would you think? But like I was kind of mentioning,
well, I'm not done. So they made it to the Final Four, and they fell apart in the second half. Just fell apart. I was reading about it. I mean, I don't remember the game. I did watch. I may or may not have watched. Reading about it because I was thinking after I saw that they were first and second in the Rookie of the Year voting, and they're on the same team. I'm like, why didn't these guys win? And I researched it, and they fell apart in the second half, and they didn't score for like didn't get a rebound for like 10 minutes, didn't score for like 5 minutes, just fell off a cliff, and that can happen. That can happen in basketball.
Yeah, well, like I mentioned to you the other day, like that's the big thing with March Madness. It's like you got to be on top of your game.
One game,
one game, you're in or out. One game, and then you got to be ready for the next game. One game you're in. Whereas in the playoffs for the NFL, you have 7
NBA.
NBA. You have 7, the best of 7. So that really gives you a feel for who the better team is because, man, they're all professionals. On one team's day where they're struggling, they could easily get beat by the worst team in the NBA. It happens.
It does. But NFL single game playoffs, they have wild card. I mean, isn't it? Yeah, it's a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have your wild card, and then they play each other, and then the winner plays the winner, and then you have the conference championship game, and then the winner of the 2 conference championship games goes to the Super Bowl. So it's a bunch of one game deciding factors in the NFL.
Yeah, that's a good point because I think the same thing can apply to an extent,
but not quite as much. I don't think.
Yeah. Which makes NFL so much fun too toward the end of the game too when you get goodness, Lakers were down by 3 and just the game was pretty much over and they get a steal and LeBron James throws
up a 3. Weren't they down by 6? No. There's so many games; they're all jumbled together in my head.
Probably more than that, but I just remember the main thing that put it in overtime was a 3. They were down by 3 with with a few seconds left, and 10 or so, I can't remember. But they didn't have the ball, and it got stolen, and they got it to James. 2 people in his face, and he makes the 3.
And talk about the Lakers. You're a secret Lakers fan. It's a problem, but I allow it.
You're gonna catch me like wearing a jersey under a shirt or something.
Because if you're a Celtics fan, your number one enemy is the Lakers.
Yes.
And if you're a Lakers fan, your number one enemy is Celtics. Anyway, no one would have anticipated. Have they swept Houston? Or is it still 3-1? 3-0? 3-1. Did they anyway, they played Houston, and they had their big players were injured. Luka Doncic and, Austin Reeves were injured, and, "Oh, this is gonna be a sweep, and Houston is going to sweep them." I think the Lakers will sweep Houston. I don't remember the final. What's the score right now?
Yeah,
Look it up.
Lakers about to sweep,
Is it
yeah.
3-0? What are they up? How much are they up?
Or they did already,
Yeah, look that up.
Lakers record.
Let's have accurate information on this podcast.
No, I wanna have people tweet later.
Yeah, that's a way to get people to comment, rage bait, 'cause I've have some posts where I had a minor, like, for example, Chuck Yeager, who broke the sound barrier, and I remember from the movie The Right Stuff that he couldn't raise his arm 'cause he'd had an injury, like, 2 days before, and he didn't tell the commanding officer because they had plenty of other test pilots. There was the next one in line that would have taken the flight, which they'd planned to take the sound barrier. So he hid the fact he couldn't raise his arm. And,
Oh, the Rockets won last night? Okay, so it's 3-1.
okay, it's
So
3-1, okay. But they were down 3-0. Nobody has ever come back from being down 3-0. Never
Oh, yeah,
happened.
'cause I made the joke, just give up. Just give up. Nobody comes back and wins the last
And that's
4.
true. Nobody comes back from they won a game, but it'll be if they come back, it would be the first time in the history of the NBA that somebody's come down being down 0-3. But anyway, Chuck Yeager broke the sound, and he had injured his arm, and he couldn't raise his arm above his head, and you needed to in the cockpit, you needed to pull down the cockpit to close it. So he surreptitiously had a broom handle that he threw into the cockpit when nobody was looking, and he was able to use that and then come over and wedge it somehow, so
And
he could
he pushed it with his nose. We're
are you
Yeah, we're switching
something.
it up this time.
I don't know. You're making it up?
We're making it up even more now. If you're gonna get in trouble for one little thing being wrong,
So,
we're gonna
and I
fabricate
said he
even
broke
more.
I said he broke his arm because it's been that Right Stuff movie came out in the '80s, a long time ago, 40 years ago. I knew he couldn't move his arm, but I didn't remember specifically what it was that caused him. So I said he broke his arm. That'd be the logical thing. The hate, the ranting hate posts correcting me that he didn't break his arm, he broke his ribs, and the set result was the same. He couldn't raise his arm, and man, one guy even said, "Read a book already,
No,
educate
it's not
yourself."
like anybody's like, Mr. Tim, I'm just letting you know it wasn't. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But sorry for the trouble. But it wasn't his arm that was broken. It was the ribs.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's
I
a very,
apologize
very
for
civil of
bothering
you.
you.
Thank you. See, that's how it should have been done. But I had people rage baiting me
Beep,
saying,
beep, beep,
"Read a
beep.
book, learn something."
Shove it up your.
Basically, I'm like, so I told Seth, and that's happened a few other times. So we need to purposely leave some minor details incorrect, and so that we get the rage bait posting. I mean, so
So it was
and there are
corrected
people
right here. He
there are
broke his nose.
yeah, it wasn't his arm or his ribs, it was his nose.
Our nose is growing.
But people do that people will purposely, I believe purposely, post about very bad math, maybe they bought groceries and common one I see. If you save a penny a day for 1 year, you will have $1.5 million after 1 year or some seriously.
Yes,
And you post that, and the amount of rage bait posts people are saying, "You can't even do math, blah, 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 blah." Meanwhile, this person is smiling all the way to getting 1,000,000 views and comments and
Oh, yeah.
engagement.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
About to be
definitely a
like
thing.
square
People are
purpose.
doing that. And I saw a guy, who now the Celtics beat Philly pretty soundly, and our reigning sixth man of the year guy, Peyton Pritchard, we both love Peyton Pritchard. He's like 6'1", but he's strong as a bull. He moves 7-footers right out of the way. He's a strong guy. He went on a heater, and he had 32 points, I think, coming off the bench, which was, I think, a tied for the most ever off the bench. Pritchard. And anyway, so a guy did a reaction video, and wearing a 76ers uniform. And like from the Philly side, when as he's playing these videos, probably after the fact, who is this guy? He's just a midget. He's only 5'7". Nobody's ever heard of him. He's just a random dude. And the amount of Celtics fans getting all up in arms, random. He was reigning sixth man of the year, and he's not 5'7". He's 6'1". You know,
6'1".
the engagement that you get. You do some rage bait. Rage bait engagement is a real thing. Doing it purposely so you can get all these people, because attention is the currency of the day. You want to viral, you can make money from that if it's a platform that is paying you. And so you got to be on the edge. If you're boring right down the middle, nobody pays attention. You don't get any views. You don't get any likes. But if you are, controversial, unfortunately, it's the world we live in today.
So true. So true. So
So what controversial thing can we say right now so that we can get some views? Do a clip of it and get some views.
I went for a walk the other day, but I was really careful because you don't want to fall off the side of the world.
Oh,
being that our world is flat.
Oh yeah, our world is flat. Yeah,
flat as could be.
So have you been to the edge and looked over?
Oh my goodness, I had a dream about it.
You did.
So
okay,
that's true. That makes it true.
Of course it does.
Dream. No factual information, none needed. But I had a dream.
Your dream is always true. You always can trust your dreams.
And there's a group of people there that they have a yearly get together and talk about it.
How the Earth is flat. Yeah,
it's flat. It's like a little pancake.
Do they have that the same weekend that they have the one about the fact that we didn't land on the moon? Is that the same time?
It's the same time. In fact, it's in the same building, just
same
separate
building,
rooms.
separate room.
I found this out because I accidentally went there. I was like,
but are you
these dummies? Yeah, we landed on the flat moon. We landed on the flat moon. We were careful. It's made out of cookies.
Gee, I thought it was cheese.
No. That's the sun.
Well, the sun is made out of cheese.
Made out of cheese.
You heard it here first, folks.
You
heard it here first.
Flaming hot.
You heard it here. We are dispensing truth,
facts, nothing but facts.
No need to check them out.
No need to Google.
No need to Google.
No need to Google. We Googled it for you. Right here. I'm a Googling. I'm just Googling around.
Oh, okay. Commercial time.
Commercial. Welcome to a commercial with Tim. This is Tim Wolf, and this is a commercial.
How can I put this here? Yeah. So this is my album that came out last year, Born in South Dakota. Thank you. Will you be Vanna or whatever? What was the show?
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune.
But Wheel of Fortune. No. How about what show? Like The Price is Right.
The Price is Right.
All the beautiful models that would do. The Price is Right, girl. Anyway, this album, Born in South Dakota, came out last year, and it charted on the Billboard Blues charts, number 11. And I am now I have an offer for this vinyl for $25 free shipping. And I'll put a link down below. And with the package comes some other things. Comes a handwritten note from me thanking you for buying it, and also I'll sign it for you. It'll be an autographed copy. And so it's $25 for shipping. And once you get in there, the benefit is there's more vinyl that will be available. 2 other vinyls that I have, and you will be able to get those at a greatly discounted price, including a pre-sale for my new Raisins will be coming out July 4th. And so I'm offering the pre-sale at the lowest price anywhere else in that funnel. If you buy the board in South Dakota, then you can also add on Raisins South Dakota and Cool. So only if you want to. No biggie. You don't have to. But if you're interested,
a copy of his birth certificate for proof that he was born in South Dakota. Sorry, you're gonna have to make some copies of those. Sign with his cute little foot. I don't know. Did they do that back then?
So I'll put a link down below in the where the videos are, and if you're interested, please, by all means, love to have you.
Correction: copy of birth certificate sold separately.
Yeah.
It will be a certified.
So, yeah, the reason it's called Born in South Dakota because the title track is the song Born in South Dakota. But I decided, I had the crazy idea to come up with the sequel and call it Raised in South Dakota. So Born in South Dakota, Raised in South Dakota. And the really defining feature of that album is that every song on that album is songs, the 10 songs that I wrote while I was living in South Dakota. I've been in Nashville for 9 years now, and I wrote while I was in South Dakota. And the covers, there are 4 covers. 3 of them, I either played them in a cover band or became a huge fan of them while I was living in South Dakota. The 4th one, the only one that doesn't fit that, is entitled South Dakota. It's a song written and put out by Chris Stapleton. Can we get some awe for Chris Stapleton? Chris Stapleton. He's an amazing artist, amazing songwriter. And he wrote the song South Dakota, and it's a very bluesy song, bluesier than much of his other stuff. And once I saw that, I was waiting in line. I was waiting in line to meet and get a signed autograph for the CD for Marcus King, who's another great bluesy artist. We're gonna go see Marcus King in May. Yeah. May 27th. May 27th. Yeah, we're gonna go see him at the municipal auditorium in Nashville. And I waited in line, and so the line around the building was at Grimey's record. Shout out to Grimey's. And on the wall outside were some murals of some of the recent albums, and there was a mural of Marcus King's album before the one, sorry, I'm confusing myself. There was a mural of Chris Stapleton's most recent album. Chris Stapleton was not there, but there was a mural on the wall, and it had a listing of the songs, and one of the songs was entitled South Dakota, and that's the first time that I had known he had a song entitled South Dakota. It's from seeing it on the wall while I was waiting to get a signed CD from Marcus King, and I looked up the song because I'm from South Dakota, and there aren't very many people that write songs about South Dakota, and I love the song. It's an amazing song, and so the band and I got together, and we recorded that song, and it's on the album, South Dakota, a cover of Chris Stapleton's tune. It's a little bit different song. It's the only song that's drop D tuning. Those of you guitar players know drop D tuning. When I'm gonna do it live, I'm gonna have to tune down my E string from E to D, and drop D tuning gives you a very distinctive kind of sound, and excited about that. So the vinyl is a double vinyl album. 2 vinyls, and each vinyl is a different pattern. It's a special splatter pattern, so it's not just your normal black. It's got, like, 3 colors in each one that are splattered with a pattern, and the colors are different for each vinyl. So, of the 2 that are in the package, and so it's got over 60 minutes of music. It's a double vinyl. It's got 63 minutes of music, over 63 minutes of music on the vinyl, and I'm offering it for less than $20. Am I crazy? Am I crazy?
You're crazy.
Where can you get a double vinyl album for under $20? So
South Dakota?
Maybe.
Cost of living is reasonable there.
It's less expensive, yeah. So, anyway, that's the commercial. Sponsored by Tim Wolf.
Sponsored by Tim Wolf.
The only sponsor we have. Well, we have one more sponsor. Chef Seth also is our sponsor. Chef Seth.
I support this podcast.
So we have two sponsors. You haven't figured out us. We're our own sponsor.
Yes, sir. Well, I was just going to say one last thing about the NFL draft. You brought up the other day that there was a player that had no experience that had played in the draft, and I thought it was probably you were making reference to the player that there's a player that didn't play in high school, but no, there's a player that from that was picked by
This was a meme. On Threads. I like going on Threads. I don't like X. I like Threads. It's connected to my Instagram account, and I do go on there sometimes when I'm killing time. And there was a meme or a post, whichever, of a person saying, "Look at this! Drafted a person who had never played football, and then they didn't draft a guy who was in the top 3 for the Heisman Trophy voting last year." So it was an interesting putting those two together. It both happened in this 2026 draft. I didn't know the names, but I mentioned it to my nephew because he's a much more strong fan of the NFL than I am. And so enlighten us. What is it?
Used their 251st pick to pick. His name is Uar Bernard, which is interesting. He is from Nigeria, small town in Nigeria. 6'4", 306 pounds, just 21. Never played football, which is funny because they have a position here for him already. It's down here as defensive tackle, even though he's never played defensive tackle. But so they have a thing called pathways, which you get opportunity for players to come and I guess it's probably like a lot like the tryouts, but it's called Pathway Pro. And last month he ran a 4-yard dash, 4.63, and then posted a 39-inch vertical jump. So he's just quite the specimen. But his sports was soccer, their football, of course, and basketball.
And every other country in the world would say that's real football.
Yeah, right.
Our football is not. It's not. I mean, every other country in the world is football. That's the real football sport. So we're the exception. Like we're the only one that is using the empirical system.
But I think we need to make more about deal. Anytime I hear a conversation about football, foreigner, they just shrug it off. I think we make more of a deal of it than foreigners do.
Football.
It's like, no, it's football.
It's football.
The only time your foot touches the ball is when you're kicking it. There's only one kicker
or two for our
football.
Yeah. Whereas you literally can't use your hands unless you're a goalie in real international football. You know, if you touch the ball with your hands, except unless you're the goalie, and we need to talk about the latest thing that we saw before you get off that one.
Just to kind of wrap it up, I hope excited for somebody that gets the opportunity like this. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, this probably was pretty much close to impossible like 20 years ago. I mean, with the internet and everything, I mean, that's probably how he found out about the pathways thing. He had to probably they might have even flew him over. Who knows how that worked out? But he was able to get in front of real scouts. And he was crazy good shape, and they're gonna have to basically teach him about football to an extent. Who knows? He probably doesn't know a lot about football. I mean, tackle just hit that guy in front of you. Let's see what you can do.
Well, I mean, a man who's how tall did you say?
6'3".
I thought it was higher than that.
6'4". 306.
Man who's
all muscle too. I think he's like
6'4",
crazy good
306 pounds,
just 21,
and can do a 4.6, 40.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's pretty
4.67.
rare. I'm gonna say, when the running backs, they're probably 220, right? I mean, a guy who normally does that. A guy who's over 300 pounds, I mean, I'm not an expert, but a guy who's over 300 pounds and can do a 4.6, 40, watch out, man.
And I mean, you're taking a chance, but to an extent, with every draft, you're taking a chance. There's flops that go all the way up to pick number 1 from the
Oh,
past.
NBA is famous for it. NBA is famous for it. And, I mean, we're playing the Sixers now, and when Tatum was drafted, uh, we're up 3-1 now in the series.
Hopefully put it away tonight,
Be
6
nice
o'clock.
too, but
Half an hour.
you don't know. Philly's a good team. They got Embiid back. I mean, they're a good team. They can really hit it if they open up and get it done. But we were up by 3 with less than a minute left, like 20 seconds, and Tatum, right in front of the Philly bench, hit the dagger 3 to put us up 6, so basically out of reach, even with 20-some seconds left.
The third quarter where Tatum scored most of the points in the third quarter.
And so the meme was that I saw, because he did that right in front of the Philly bench, and they talked about the meaning of this. Tatum, the Celtics had the number 1 pick when Tatum was drafted. 10 years ago now? 9 years ago? I don't remember the exact year. And LA had the 2nd pick, and Philadelphia had the 3rd pick. And Danny Ainge, crafty Danny Ainge. I worry, like you said, you tell him you're gonna do something and then you don't. I was worrying that was gonna happen. He wanted Tatum. Turned out to be a great one because Tatum has been all NBA for, like, I think 5, 6 seasons, all-star for 6 seasons, just a phenomenal producer. And so he hit that shot in front of their bench in driving it home because Philadelphia traded with the Celtics. They wanted the number 1 pick. And so they traded with the Celtics. I don't know what we got back. We probably got some money or maybe a 2nd round pick. So we dropped to 3rd because Danny Ainge was so confident that neither Sixers or LA Lakers were gonna take the guy he wanted. And so the Sixers, instead of taking Tatum, they could have because they had a number 1 pick they took a guy named Markelle Fultz, who's not even in the NBA anymore. And the Lakers took the oldest Ball brother, who's also not in the NBA anymore. And the 3rd pick was Tatum, who definitely a top 20 player in the NBA, first team All-NBA a number of times, which means you're the top 5 players in the league. So he definitely on those seasons when he was your all-team first team All-NBA, that's your top 5 players in the league. Not this year because he was injured most of it. And they could have had him. Instead, they got a guy. And so the article was that it's really driving a nail into the coffin, or the coffin's already there, but they could have had Tatum and hits it right in front of the bench. That was this person making this meme. He could have been making that shot for Philadelphia. But it's so hard to know the draft, like you said. It's so hard. It's so hard. I mean, maybe one day with AI, ask ChatGPT, "Who should I draft?" Maybe they can do a better job. I don't know. It's so hard.
You don't know how players are gonna respond to their other players, to the coach. I mean, you were talking about a player the other day who was on a team, was a good player, but just didn't never seem to flourish with the team, got traded to another team, became like an all-star player.
That happens. You have to, because the levels between all the players, there's theoretically 450 players in the NBA. 30 teams, 15 players max. Not there aren't that many active because not every team has their full roster. But let's say there's 400 players in the NBA ballpark. There probably is active players. I mean, player number 1, if we could ever agree on who that is, player number 1 can get beaten by player number 400 on a given night. 400 gets hot. One has a bad game. I mean, more likely the starters on all 30 teams, so that'd be the top 150. So certainly more prevalent if your number 1 would beat by number 150 because that's another starter for another team. But, the parity, the difference between them is so small. And I suppose it's the same in the NFL. I mean, NFL has got more specific roles, they're very specific, but in the NBA, you have to play both offense and defense and all that, so anyway, so the Sixers, if they had drafted differently, they had the first pick. They traded with the Celtics to go from 3 to 1, and they got Markelle Fultz, and that was a disaster. You know the Markelle Fultz story. That guy was injured. He had an injury where he couldn't even raise his hand above his head. Kinda hard to shoot the basketball, and he's out of the league now. They coulda had Tatum. Uh, and then Wall brothers out of the league. He's now a rapper.
What did he get hurt or
Well,
did he just,
you wanna look it up? What does not the middle one, the youngest one is amazing. What's that?
Oh, yeah. I don't care that much.
You don't care that much. I forget their names. They all start with an L. LaMelo is the youngest one, isn't it?
Killing it with
He is amazing. Watch out. That team is so young. That team is so young. Charlotte.
Kid is fun
Charlotte.
to watch.
That team is gonna be amazing. They're all like 23 or younger. They're all so young. They're gonna be so amazing. They got knocked out in the play-in game.
Yeah, didn't they start the season really slow? Was
They
a couple
did.
teams
They
like
did.
that, right?
So the draft, it's really hard. The draft is
Right,
really
like,
hard. No matter what the
Suns,
sport is.
the
No matter what
Suns-
the sport is.
Didn't the Suns start real slow? Or am I mistaken? There was another team that
Don't ask me about the Suns. The Suns, the Phoenix Suns, I don't know what's wrong with
I
them,
didn't ask you.
but they got some great players, but they never can do diddly squat when it comes to after the postseason. You got Devin Booker, who's a phenomenal scorer. They had Kevin Durant, but isn't he with Houston now? Where's Kevin Durant now? I can't keep up.
Which they're still in it right now, though, right? Like 2-2.
No. Are they?
Yeah.
Look it up. I could be wrong. I thought they were out.
I think everybody's still. Nobody got swept. I was about to say swept. That's a crazy tidbit. I think, right? I'm sure. No, I'm thinking of Magic, not the Suns. I was thinking Magic. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Not the Suns. Yeah, some
playoff brackets.
No.
Yeah, the
Suns just got by Thunder. Yeah,
Thunder knocked them out.
Right.
In fact, the game was on, and I said, we don't even need to watch that. We know they're going to sweep them.
Yeah. Okay, that was the one sweep.
That's the one sweep. The Thunder,
of course.
I mean, you have to say the Thunder is the favorite. The Thunder is the favorite to win it all. I hate to say I'm a Celtics fan, but the Thunder are so dominant.
Thunder's the one team that gets a full rest because they sweep. I'm about to say, as soon as I said it's like okay.
Okay, so let's talk about football, soccer, and the clip we saw, the guy that got the yellow card. So I guess if you get 2 yellow cards, that equals a red card, and you get ejected. And the goalkeeper in this second division in Argentina. So I mean, we're not talking, mid-level league or whatever. And this goaltender was given a yellow card. Goalkeeper. Goalkeeper was given a yellow card because he pushed another player.
He pushed the guy down,
and the guy did flop. I think the guy flopped a little bit.
I mean, the funny part is he was going to go to the ground, but you can still see the flare.
It looked like he was flopping. Yeah. So
the players could go
flopping. They must take acting lessons. They are so good at flopping. Anyway, so he pushed him down, and then he got another yellow card, which was a red card because he already had a yellow card. He gets ejected, and he lost his temper. And you can see the video. He took off. in an instant, he took off and roundhouse punched the guy, and I think he knocked him out. And now he's apologizing. He said he lost his temper. He didn't know what happened to him, and he's very sad, very sorry. Not very sad and very sorry that it happened. But it's quite some amazing TV, and some commentators think soccer is cool now.
Yeah, McAfee was the other day. McAfee was saying that we love soccer now.
Give us some fights.
Yeah, I randomly watched. It was past midnight last night. Of course, if you asked Tim, I watched too many different sports. I watched a little bit of hockey last night. It's the playoffs now.
This man watches day one,
I'm
day
never
two
catch me watch curling
of a non-major PGA course tournament. Not me. Okay, I have watched golf on occasion, but it's usually only like day 4 of a major, and probably only Masters. 4 majors. Do you know the 4 majors in golf? Can you name them?
Ooh, probably not. I know
Let's go.
Masters.
Yes.
Players, something.
Oh, I think so.
Players
Yeah,
was one,
yeah.
right?
Player PGA. So the P in the P is players. Players golf. I think you're right. Players. Well, no, there is such a thing called a Players Championship, which is not a major. So I'm only going to give you half point for that.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
And then U.S. Open and the Open, which is the British Open, but they
I was the one that said
the
-5 rather
So I would never watch. I mean, golf is boring. I used to play golf, but it's boring to watch. It's like watching. Do you watch fishing? Why don't you just watch? You should also watch fishing tournaments.
yes. See, it's exciting when one beats
Trolling, my
in
nephew.
golf when
Trolling.
when they're so close. I can't watch it if it's like if the first player is like blowing, winning by 5. It's exciting when they're real close and they hit a good hit or a good putt. But it's
like
more
first
fun when
round,
like,
second round.
when
It's
like
like,
too.
and you don't even watch the final round, which is where all the money is made. Well, sometimes
I
you
will
do.
sometimes, but there's also like NASCAR going on. Oh, there was. I guess I missed it. There was a crazy wreck Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Oh my goodness! All you could see was a black cloud of smoke, and I think only like 5 cars came out of it. Oh my goodness! But or at least drove out of it. Some probably were able to just throw some tape on people and keep going. After. But I saw it on Snapchat, uh, and yeah, somebody at the front just wrecked, and yeah, usually you can see the wreck, but it was a black. There's just a big thing of black smoke, and because all the cars were spinning out, so that's the excitement.
Seth likes accidents.
Yes,
nobody hurt accidents. Doesn't want anybody hurt, but likes an accident.
I like a good accident.
Chaos.
It's crazy. Oh my goodness! It's when they get aggressive and everything that makes it really exciting.
And you also like UFC. You watch UFC a lot.
UFC. I like some fighting. That's where the blood is allowed. It's not allowed in NBA. It's not allowed in basketball. I made that joke last night because there was an NBA player.
Yeah, nobody noticed. It was down his arm, and the camera crew on the TV show showed it. And it took a while before the coach or the trainer, I guess, noticed it, and then they tended to him. But that was for Orlando, I believe.
Yes,
Orlando
I believe
won
so.
that game. Orlando beat Detroit. So there's a number 8 seed about ready to beat a number 1 seed. That don't happen that often. Orlando is tough. Those young teams, Orlando and
I mean, the Nuggets getting beat, right? It's a big deal.
But they won last night.
They did win.
So now the most important. It's 3-1. No, is it 3-2? What is it?
Good question.
I think it's 3-2. So if they can, this next one is the most important one. If they can win that, then it's 3-3.
Yeah.
If they can win this next game, then it's 3-3, and it's a game 7, and
Thursday.
everybody Game 7s are just game 7s. So the most important game for the Nuggets is this next game, named after chicken nuggets. So we had this entire discussion that's like, why did they name the basketball team after chicken nuggets?
No, it is. Oh,
Okay.
I jokingly said that.
You
Yeah,
jokingly said it. Jokingly said it. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, it's about the 1859 gold rush.
I
into
hear Nuggets. I think of which you looked that up. We didn't know.
Well, I knew it was Gold Rush. I knew that.
Which the interesting fact that came out about that was that the 59ers, it straddled 1858, 1859, 1860. And they called those miners, like 100,000 miners who came there, they called them 59ers. Not to be confused with the 49ers, which went to California. Maybe it was California that had 100,000 miners, and went to California and founded basically these rushes to the west. Basically, founded cities. According to the Wikipedia that I read, the gold rush to Colorado is what created Denver, the city of Denver, and the gold rush to California is what created the city of San Francisco, according to the Wikipedia that I was reading. Yeah. So these were very important. But they always say the only people that got wealthy in those rushes were the ones selling them supplies, like shovels and things, because everybody's going to try to find gold, and there's just not that much gold to find. Yeah, not saying that some didn't get rich, but you'd be better off going there and having a general store, and because you'd be the only one for miles and miles and miles, and you're selling shovels and you're selling all the supplies they need, and that's where you make your money. But of course, we don't want to forget the latest, the most current gold rush of all, which would be the 76ers. That would be the gold rush of 76.
Hey,
that's a fact.
You go with that.
You try fact checking me right now.
Yeah, there was a gold rush to Philadelphia in 76. Which century was that, Seth? Was that 1776?
I'm thinking of 1976.
1976.
I mean, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah. The simplest, 70s.
So why didn't Denver call their team the 59ers? Then we could have the 49ers in football, the 59ers in basketball, and the 76. Well, we have the 76ers, but
I mean, there's nothing else that happened in the 76 that I can think of off the top of my head.
Nothing happened 250 years ago of note in the world. This is the 250th anniversary of our country. So
our listeners can do math.
And so, yes, to make it clear, we do know that the 76ers are named after the fact that Philadelphia is
Gold Rush City.
Yes, Gold Rush City. We'll go with that. Gold Rush City. So much so they made a bell out of it and called it the Liberty Bell, a gold bell.
And it has a crack in it because somebody tried to steal the gold out of it.
They did, yeah. They tried to steal the gold.
A little person named Eeyore.
And then, in Boston, they had such a rush of miners coming for the Boston Gold Rush that Paul Revere was giving a warning as to how they were coming so they could prepare if they're going to come by land or by sea. Mm-hmm. So that's what the Paul Revere ride was about. Prepare for the gold miners because we have to have enough supplies for them. And are they coming by land or by sea? And so that's what that was about in Boston.
I thought that had something to do with the Boston Tea Party. Also known as the Teabaggers. And I think that's our podcast for today.
You commenters, you have a lot of material to deal with. Let's go.
Fact check us. I dare you. That's going to be the name of this podcast. Fact check us. I dare you. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Got a kick out of it. Feel free to share the podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Spotify. Tim and I are on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Feel free to watch us on there or your Spotify. And if you're watching us on Facebook, like a lot of people are, please share the podcast. That really helps us. And we will see you next Tuesday.